A billionaire dad was clueless why his son kept clinging to the maid, then a secret spilled that shattered his world. What could make a tough tycoon break down? We're jumping into a story that's got it all: heart, pain, and a twist that'll hit you like a freight train. It's about Michael Bennett, a real estate king who thought he had everything, until he saw his 8-year-old son, Noah, treating their maid, Rosa, like she was his whole world. When the truth behind those hugs comes out, it's a wake-up call that shakes Michael to his core. This isn't just about a rich guy's regret, it's about family, connection, and the moments money can't buy. Stick around, because this story will grab your heart, make you laugh, maybe make you cry, and definitely make you rethink what really matters. Let's set the scene. Michael Bennett is 45, a titan in New York's real estate game, with a net worth of $10 billion, according to Forbes' 2025 billionaires list. He's the brains behind Bennett Properties, a company that owns half the skyscrapers lighting up Manhattan's skyline, plus luxury condos from Miami to Dubai. His Tribeca penthouse is a $50 million masterpiece, floor-to-ceiling windows, a view of the Hudson River, and art that costs more than most people's houses. He's got a private jet, a yacht in the Hamptons, and a garage full of cars that look like they belong in a movie. Michael's married to Lauren, a 42-year-old lawyer who argues cases before the Supreme Court, making headlines with every win. They've got an 8-year-old son, Noah, a quiet kid with a shy smile and a passion for comic books. From the outside, their life is a glossy Instagram post. But inside? It's a mess. Michael's life is a non-stop grind: deals, meetings, and calls with investors in Tokyo, London, or Dubai. He's up at 5 a.m., sweating it out with his personal trainer, then diving into emails before the sun rises. Lauren's just as busy, pulling 80-hour weeks on cases that shape laws and lives. Their penthouse, with its 20-foot ceilings and marble floors, feels more like a museum than a home. Noah's stuck in the middle, bouncing between school, tutors, and their live-in maid, Rosa, who keeps their world from falling apart. Rosa's 32, from a small town in the Dominican Republic, and has been with the Bennetts for 6 years. She's the one who makes sure the penthouse sparkles, the fridge is stocked, and Noah's homework is done. Rosa's got a laugh that could warm a winter day and a knack for making people feel safe. To Michael and Lauren, she's just the help, a shadow who fades into the background. But to Noah, she's everything, the one who listens to his stories, patches up his scrapes, and tucks him in with a smile. Noah's a third grader with a big heart, always lost in his Spider-Man comics or building Lego cities that could rival Manhattan. He's not loud or pushy, but lately, he's been off, quieter, clingier, especially with Rosa. Michael notices Noah hugging her a lot, running to her after school, burying his face in her apron like she's his lifeline. At first, Michael shrugs it off: kids love their nannies, right? But it keeps happening. Noah lights up when Rosa's around, but with Michael or Lauren, he's distant, his eyes on the floor. Michael's confused. Why Rosa? Why not him? Here's where things get real. One rainy afternoon, Michael comes home early, rare for him. He's just sealed a $1 billion deal for a new skyscraper, and he's riding high. He walks into the kitchen, expecting to see Noah at the table with his homework. Instead, he finds Noah curled up on the couch with Rosa, his head in her lap, sobbing. Rosa's stroking his hair, whispering soft words in Spanish. Michael's heart drops. Why is his son crying? And why is he turning to the maid, not his dad? This moment hits Michael like a punch to the gut. He's been so busy building his empire that he's missed something huge, something wrong with Noah. The truth is about to spill, and it's not just about a hug. It's about a secret Noah's been carrying, one Rosa saw when nobody else did. This story isn't just about a dad's regret, it's about a problem we all face: missing the signs from the people we love because we're too caught up in our own chaos. The challenge is clear: how do you stay connected to your kids when life's pulling you a million ways? Let's dive deeper into Noah's life. He's in third grade at Dalton, one of New York's elite private schools, where kids wear crisp blazers and learn coding before they can tie their shoes. Noah's smart, acing math and science, but he's shy, the kind of kid who'd rather read in the corner than join the dodgeball game. He loves Spider-Man, especially the old comics where Peter Parker's just a nerd trying to do the right thing. Noah's got a sketchbook full of superheroes he draws, bold lines, bright colors, capes flying. He builds Lego cities, too, with towers and bridges that mirror his dad's skyscrapers. But over the past year, Noah's changed. He's quieter now, his smile rare. He's started having nightmares, waking up scared and calling for Rosa, not his parents. At school, he's pulling away from friends, eating lunch alone with his nose in a comic. His teachers notice he's distracted, his grades slipping in English and art, subjects he used to love. Noah's drawings have gotten darker, superheroes fighting monsters, not saving the day. He's stopped inviting kids over, and his phone, which he used to check for game updates, stays face down. A 2023 Pew Research Center study found that 60% of kids with high-earning parents feel neglected due to their parents' work, leading to emotional withdrawal. Noah's a textbook case, fading into the shadows of his parents' busy lives. Michael and Lauren see bits of it, but they're swamped. Michael's company, Bennett Properties, is in hyperdrive, with new projects in Singapore, Dubai, and London. He's on calls at 3 a.m. with developers, checking blueprints over breakfast, flying to Asia twice a month. His company's portfolio is worth $25 billion, and he's obsessed with keeping it growing. Lauren's no different, she's lead counsel on a landmark voting rights case, spending nights at her firm's office or jetting to D.C. for hearings. Their penthouse is a masterpiece, 5,000 square feet, custom furniture, a rooftop garden, but it's cold. Noah's world is filled with schedules, not snuggles. Tutors drill him on math, drivers shuttle him to school, and nannies make sure he's fed. But nobody's really there. Rosa's the exception. She's there when Noah gets home, making him PB&J sandwiches with the crusts cut off, just how he likes them. She listens to his rants about Spider-Man's latest adventure, nodding like it's breaking news. When Noah falls off his bike in Central Park, scraping his knee raw, Rosa's the one with the band-aid and a hug, saying, "You're tougher than Iron Man, pequeño." She notices his nightmares, the way he clings to her, the way his eyes look sad even when he's smiling. Rosa's not just keeping the house clean, she's keeping Noah's world together. Now, let's talk about Rosa. She grew up in San Pedro de Macorís, a bustling town in the Dominican Republic, in a colorful house filled with cousins, aunts, and the smell of her mom's sancocho stew simmering on the stove. Rosa was the family's dreamer, always helping neighbors, teaching kids to read at the local church. She loved school but had to drop out at 16 to work, helping her family after her dad's fishing boat broke down. At 24, when her dad lost his job entirely, Rosa made a tough call. She came to the U.S. to send money home. She left her 5-year-old daughter, Isabella, with her mom, promising to be back soon. That was 8 years ago. Rosa earns $32,000 a year, a fortune compared to her hometown but barely enough in New York. She sends $1,500 a month to her mom, covering Isabella's school fees, clothes, and medicine for her dad's bad back. She lives in a cramped apartment in the Bronx, sharing it with 2 other maids to afford the $1,200 rent. Every night, she video calls Isabella, now 13, listening to her talk about school dances and her dream of becoming a doctor. Rosa smiles, but it hurts. She's missed Isabella's first day of school, her first crush, her whole childhood. A 2025 Economic Policy Institute report says domestic workers like Rosa earn a median of $14 an hour, often with no benefits or job security. Many are immigrants, facing language barriers and fear of deportation. Rosa's one of them, but she's tough as nails. Her job at the Bennetts is relentless. She's up at 6 a.m., cleaning a penthouse that could fit her old house 10 times over. She dusts $10,000 vases, scrubs marble counters, and cooks meals for a family that rarely eats together. She's taught herself English by watching kids' shows with Noah, picking up phrases like, "With great power comes great responsibility," from Spider-Man cartoons. Rosa's got a warmth that could light up a room, but to Michael and Lauren, she's invisible, just the person who makes sure the laundry's folded and Noah's fed. Her bond with Noah started small. When he was 4, he spilled juice on her apron and cried, scared she'd be mad. Rosa laughed, saying, "It's just juice, pequeño. We'll clean it up together." From then on, Noah trusted her. She knows his favorite comic, Amazing Spider-Man number 50, his fear of thunderstorms, and how he likes his Lego set sorted by color, blue bricks in one pile, red in another. When Noah's sad, Rosa tells him stories about her town, where kids fly kites made of plastic bags and dance to merengue under the stars. To Noah, Rosa's not the help, she's his safe place, the one who makes his world feel okay. Here's the core issue: Michael and Lauren are missing Noah's cries for help. He's not just hugging Rosa because she's kind, he's turning to her because he's carrying something heavy, something his parents don't see. A 2024 Child Mind Institute study found that 20% of kids ages 6 to 12 show signs of emotional distress, like withdrawal, clinginess, or nightmares, that parents often miss due to busy schedules. Noah's not throwing tantrums or acting out, he's pulling inward, shutting down, and only Rosa notices. This isn't just about Noah. It's about how we overlook the people closest to us when we're caught up in our own lives. Michael's chasing billions, building skyscrapers that touch the clouds. Lauren's chasing justice, fighting for laws that change lives. But they're missing their son's pain. And Rosa? She's seeing it all, but she's just the maid. A 2022 American Journal of Public Health study says low-wage workers like Rosa are often dismissed when they share concerns, even when they're right. The challenge is huge. How do you stay connected to your kids when life's a whirlwind? And how do you listen to the invisible people who might see what you're missing? Let's dig into this. Michael's world is all about numbers, square footage, profit margins, stock prices. He's proud of his empire, but it's a hungry beast. Bennett Properties employs 5,000 people, manages $25 billion in assets, and has projects in 15 countries. Michael's on Forbes' cover, but he's also on his phone 18 hours a day, checking emails, approving designs, or negotiating with sheiks in Dubai. A 2024 Harvard Business Review study found that 70% of executives feel trapped by their own success, wanting to slow down but unable to stop. Michael's one of them, running on a treadmill that never stops. She's heard stories of maids fired for meddling in family matters. A 2025 National Domestic Workers Alliance report says 60% of domestic workers fear retaliation for raising concerns about their employer's kids. Rosa's visa depends on this job, and her family needs her income. But Noah's hugs, his trust, keep her awake at night. She can't stay quiet. Rosa tries to be subtle at first. One morning, while pouring Michael's coffee, she says, "Noah's been a little sad lately. Maybe talk to him?" Michael nods, distracted by a text about a zoning issue, and forgets. Lauren's no better, she's rushing to a deposition, promising to check in later but never does. Rosa's frustrated but doesn't give up. She slips a note into Noah's sketchbook, "You're strong like Spider-Man, tell someone." Noah sees it, smiles faintly, but stays quiet, he's too scared. Weeks pass, and Noah's getting worse. He's barely eating, pushing away his PB&J sandwiches. His grades are slipping, especially in art, which he used to love. He's stopped drawing altogether, his sketchbook tucked under his bed. Rosa's worried he's shutting down completely. One night, she catches Michael alone in the kitchen, pouring whiskey after a 14-hour day. Her hands shake, her English halting, but she says it, "Mr. Bennett, Noah's in trouble. Kids at school are bullying him. He's scared to tell you, but he needs you. Michael freezes, his glass halfway to his mouth. Bullying? His son? He's about to brush it off. Rosa's just the maid, but her eyes are fierce, her voice steady. Something in her tone hits him hard. He promises to look into it, more out of guilt than conviction. The next evening, Michael sits Noah down in his room, surrounded by Lego towers and Spider-Man posters. He's nervous, he's never been good at these talks. Noah's quiet, staring at his shoes, clutching a comic. Michael remembers Rosa's words and keeps pushing, gently, "Buddy, what's going on? You can tell me." Noah hesitates, then breaks, tears streaming as he spills everything: the names, the stolen comics, the group chat where kids post memes mocking his glasses, his quietness, his love for superheroes. They've called him weirdo, shoved him in the hallway, hidden his backpack. It's been 6 months of torture, and Noah's been carrying it alone. Michael's gut twists. His son's been suffering, and he didn't see it. He feels like he's failed as a dad. A 2024 StopBullying.gov report says parental involvement can cut bullying's impact by 60%, but only if parents catch it early. Michael's late, and it stings. He hugs Noah, promising to fix it, but the guilt is heavy. How did he miss this? Why didn't Noah come to him? A 2023 study in pediatrics found that kids often hide bullying from parents because they fear being seen as weak or think their parents are too busy. Noah thought Michael and Lauren wouldn't care, and that realization breaks Michael's heart. Lauren's in the same boat. Her law firm, Carter & Wells, is one of the top in the US, and she's lead counsel on a case that could redefine voting rights. She's in courtrooms, on news shows, or flying to DC for strategy sessions. She loves Noah, but she's barely home. A 2023 American Bar Association study found that 65% of high-profile lawyers report strained family relationships due to work demands. Lauren feels the guilt, but her case is her baby, too. Noah's caught in the crossfire. His days are a blur of school, tutors, and activities: piano lessons, math club, art classes. He's got everything a kid could want: a room full of toys, a tablet with every game, a bike worth more than Rosa's monthly rent. But what he really wants is his parents. A 2025 National Institute of Mental Health study says 65% of kids with busy parents feel emotionally disconnected, leading to anxiety or low self-esteem. Noah's not just quiet, he's lonely. One afternoon, Rosa's folding Noah's superhero t-shirts when he comes home from school, his eyes red and puffy. He runs to her, hugging her so tight it hurts. Rosa kneels, her apron crinkling, and asks, "What's wrong, pequeño?" Noah's quiet at first, his face buried in her shoulder. Then he whispers, "The kids at school are mean. They say I'm weird." Rosa's heart cracks. She's noticed Noah changing, his nightmares are worse, waking him up screaming for her. His drawings are darker, with Spider-Man fighting monsters instead of saving people. His Lego cities have walls now, not bridges. Rosa starts watching closer. She sees Noah avoiding his phone, which used to light up with game notifications but now makes him flinch. He's hiding his sketchbook, not showing his drawings like he used to. During their Lego sessions, she asks gentle questions: "How's school? Anyone being silly?" Bit by bit, Noah opens up. The kids at school are bullying him. Calling him nerd, loser, or freak because he's quiet and loves comics. They've stolen his Spider-Man issues, ripped pages, and started a group chat to mock him. It's been going on for 6 months, and Noah's too scared to tell his parents. He thinks they're too busy, that they'll think he's weak or not care. A 2023 National Center for Education Statistics report says 22% of kids ages 6 to 12 face bullying, and 40% don't tell their parents, fearing dismissal or blame. Rosa knows this pain. In her town, kids picked on her little brother for being small, calling him names until he stopped going to school. It crushed him, and Rosa's mom had to fight to get him back on track. Bullying isn't just kids being kids, it can scar for life. A 2024 Journal of Child Psychology study found that bullied kids are 50% more likely to develop anxiety or depression if it's not addressed early. Rosa sees Noah shrinking, his spark fading, and it kills her. She wants to help, but speaking up is risky. Michael calls the school the next morning, demanding a meeting. The principal, embarrassed, confirms it. A group of kids has been targeting Noah, and teachers missed it, thinking he was just shy. The bully's parents are called in, and the school sets up a plan. The ringleaders face suspension, Noah's moved to a new class, and the school starts an anti-bullying program. Michael and Lauren also get Noah into counseling, hoping it'll help him heal. They enroll him in a martial arts class, too, thinking it'll boost his confidence. A 2023 pediatric study says structured activities like martial arts can reduce anxiety in bullied kids by 35%. 2 months later, Noah's 8th birthday arrives. Michael and Lauren throw a small party, not the flashy galas they're used to, but a cozy one in the penthouse. There's pizza, a Spider-Man cake, and a pile of Legos. Rosa's there, not as the maid, but as a guest, wearing a bright yellow dress instead of her usual apron. Noah's smiling, his first real smile in months, as he blows out his candles. He hugs Rosa, whispering, "Thanks, Tia Rosa," then turns and hugs Michael, too, his arms tight around his dad's neck. Michael's eyes sting, he hasn't felt this close to Noah in years. He looks at Rosa, laughing as she cuts the cake, and realizes she's the hero here. She saw Noah's pain when he didn't, and her courage saved his son. This moment changes everything. Michael and Lauren see Rosa differently, not as the help, but as family. They sit her down, asking about her life. Rosa tells them about Isabella, her sacrifices, her dream of opening a cafe in her hometown. Michael's humbled, he's built skyscrapers, but Rosa's strength blows him away. He raises her salary to $60,000 a year and offers to fund Isabella's education, covering her school fees in the Dominican Republic. Rosa cries, overwhelmed, she's never been valued like this. A 2025 Journal of Social Issues study says recognizing low-wage workers' contributions can boost their well-being by 40%, and Rosa's living proof. Michael and Lauren don't stop there. Michael sets a hard rule. No work after 6 p.m. He's home for dinner, eating Rosa's sancocho with Noah and Lauren, talking about comics or school. Lauren cuts back on cases, taking fewer high-profile clients to join Noah for art classes, where they draw superheroes together. They start family therapy, learning to listen better, to spot Noah's quiet signals. A 2023 Gottman Institute study says families who prioritize open communication are 50% more likely to rebuild trust. It's not magic, there are still tense days, but it's progress. Noah's coming back to life. He's made new friends in his new class, kids who love comics like he does. His nightmares are fading, and his sketchbook is full again, Spider-Man swinging through New York, not fighting monsters. He's excelling in martial arts, earning his yellow belt and grinning when Rosa cheers at his classes. Rosa's still there, making PB&J and telling stories, but now she's saving for Isabella's visit, dreaming of a cafe where she'll serve sancocho and empanadas. The Bennetts aren't perfect, they slip into old habits, Michael sneaking emails, Lauren taking late calls, but they're trying. They're showing up. Let's zoom out. This story isn't just about Noah or Rosa, it's about the people we overlook. The nanny who knows your kids' fears, the teacher who sees their struggles, the neighbor who notices they're quiet. A 2024 Center for American Progress report says domestic workers are often the emotional glue in families, yet they're undervalued, earning low wages with little respect. There are 2.2 million domestic workers in the U.S., 90% women, many immigrants like Rosa. They see our kids grow, notice the cracks in our lives, but we rarely listen, until something breaks. This goes beyond domestic workers. Think about the invisible people in your life. The barista who knows your order, the janitor who cleans your office, the bus driver who gets you home. A 2025 National Institute of Mental Health study says 65% of Americans feel disconnected from their communities because they're too focused on their own grind. Rosa's story is a reminder, these people aren't just background noise. They're seeing things we miss, holding our world together in ways we don't appreciate. So, what can we learn? First, pay attention to your kids. Noah's hugs weren't just affection, they were a cry for help. A 2023 Child Mind Institute study says kids often show distress through small signals, clinging, withdrawing, changing habits. Don't wait for them to scream for help, watch for the quiet signs. Second, listen to the nobodies. Rosa had no degree, no status, but she saw Noah's pain when his parents didn't. A 2024 Journal of Applied Psychology study says diverse perspectives, like those from low-wage workers, often lead to breakthroughs because they see what insiders miss. Third, slow down. Michael and Lauren were racing through life, building empires but missing their son. A 2025 Pew Research Center survey found that 65% of parents feel they don't have enough time with their kids, leading to weaker bonds. Take a page from the Bennetts, put the phone down, skip the extra meeting, be there. The small moments, pizza nights, Lego builds, hugs, are what make a family. Rosa's courage doesn't just save Noah, it sparks change everywhere. The Bennett's driver, Carlos, starts a mentorship program for kids in his neighborhood, inspired by Rosa's care. Their nanny, Emily, speaks up about a safety issue in the penthouse elevator, leading to repairs. Michael funds an anti-bullying initiative at Noah's school, citing Rosa as the inspiration. A 2024 study in Social Work Today says one person's act of courage can create a ripple effect, inspiring others to act. Rosa's proof, her small note changed a family, a school, a community. Rosa's life is changing, too. She's studying for her GED, taking night classes with Michael's support. She's saving for Isabella's visit and dreaming of her cafe, where she'll serve sancocho and tell stories to kids like Noah. Noah's thriving, his smile back, his Lego cities taller than ever. He's got a new best friend, a kid who loves X-Men, and they trade comics at recess. Michael and Lauren are rebuilding, one hug, one dinner, one day at a time. They're not perfect, Michael still checks emails, Lauren takes late calls, but they're present. They're listening. What's the big lesson? The people we love can be hurting, and we might miss it if we're too busy. Noah was struggling, but Michael and Lauren were blind until Rosa spoke up. And the invisible people, like Rosa, the maid we barely notice, might see the truths we're too distracted to catch. Don't wait for a crisis to listen. Who's the Rosa in your life? The teacher who knows your kids' quirks? The coworker who checks in? A 2025 National Institute of Mental Health study says 60% of us feel disconnected because we're chasing our own goals. Slow down, look up, listen. Noah's back to his old self, drawing Spider-Man and building Lego skyscrapers. Rosa's studying, dreaming of her cafe, hugging Isabella in her heart until she can in person. The Bennetts are a work in progress, but they're showing up. One pizza night, one hug, one day at a time. It all started because a maid saw a boy's pain and dared to speak up when nobody else would. Subscribe for more stories that'll make you laugh, cry, and see the world differently.